You don't need another foam roller, you need a backbone. Every day, someone spends 10 minutes smashing their IT band like they're tenderizing steak, then wonders why their knees still ache and their squat still sucks. Newsflash, you cannot massage yourself into resilience. Foam rolling does not fix you, it numbs you. It's like hitting snooze on your nervous system while pretending you're working on recovery. So, today we'll be cutting through the fake science of warm ups and recovery toys. You'll learn what actually wakes up your joints, primes your nervous system, and builds durability that lasts beyond your next mobility flow. Let's be honest, warm ups have become therapy sessions for people who don't want to move. You walk into a gym and see it everywhere people lying on the floor like roadkill, rolling their IT band, calves, lats into oblivion, and worse, they're doing half hearted arm circles while scrolling through their phones. Then 30 minutes later, they're still warming up because if you don't train, you can't fail, right? Here's a lie then. People think foam rolling breaks up tissue. That's not how your body works. You're not kneading dough. Fascia doesn't melt under pressure like butter. You're applying about 30 to 50 pounds of surface force against a structure designed to withstand thousands. So you're not breaking adhesions, you're just stimulating nerve endings. So yeah, you feel better, but that's because you're temporarily desensitized the area. You've turned down the volume on your body's alarm system, and that's not fixed the cause of the alarm. So you're not really treating symptoms, or even systems. It's like duct taping your check engine light instead of opening up the damn hood. And the warm up routines people follow? Completely back asswards. They think the warm up is for comfort. It's not. It should be a rehearsal for violence. It's the ignition sequence that tells your brain and your tissues we're about to do something worth adapting to. Though the goal isn't to feel better, the goal is to feel ready. Don't worry, I'll show you how to build a 5-minute pre-training ritual that actually primes your nervous system, joint capsules, and connective tissue for performance. No gadgets, no fluff, just control and intent. Alright, let's get into some physiology for a moment. The stuff most influencers skip because it doesn't fit into a quick reel. Look, foam rolling and static stretching targets tissue, but real warm-ups should target your nervous system. When you move dynamically, you're priming motor units, the nerves and muscle fibers that work together to produce force. You're also increasing motor cortex engagement, your brain's control over joint position, balance, and reflex. It's called the neural drive. Without the neural drive, your body is like a disconnected circuit, strong muscles that don't fire when needed. So when you lift cold, your brain's lagging. When you lift after passive rolling, your brain's sedated. But when you lift after dynamic prep, your brain's activated. That's the difference between control and chaos. And sure, you get warm when you jog or stretch, that's thermoregulation, not readiness. Readiness comes from stimulating your proprioceptors, mechanoreceptors that sense tension, position, and pressure in your muscles and joints. So when you perform dynamic drills like controlled rotations, isometric pulses, or tempo squats, you're feeding data to your nervous system. You're saying, here's your full range, here's the tension we're about to face. Get the fuck ready. That primes both joint position sense and muscle spindle sensitivity. So when you load a bar or drop into a deep lunge, your body knows exactly where you are and how to stabilize it. And that is how you bulletproof a joint, not by rolling it until it's numb, but by commanding it under tension. But let's be fair, foam rolling can serve a purpose. It increases blood flow and downregulates sympathetic nervous system temporarily. I have a foam roller and that's what I use it for. And that's why it feels relaxing, it's recovery, not preparation. And there is even a psychology behind warm ups. Warm ups have become rituals of avoidance. People chase the illusion of progress by over preparing. The longer they warm up, the longer they can delay discomfort. But the nervous system learns what you teach it. If you always begin by sedating it, you're teaching your body that discomfort is dangerous. But instead, your warm up should create small, controlled doses of stress, mini exposures that remind your body it's safe to move under pressure. And that's part of the durability training. That's what's going to separate movement practice from movement therapy. And now for the framework. Now, forget about all the gadgets. Put them away. Put them somewhere else for the warm up. The framework that works in any environment, whether it be garage, trail, or gym floor, is about building 3 phases: your ignite, your integrate, and your challenge. For the first part of your warm up, the ignite phase should be about 2 to 3 minutes. The goal here is to flip the switch, wake up your nervous system, increase your core temperature, and start controlling your breathing. Good examples of this would be jump rope or fast step ups, 60 seconds to raise your heart rate. Then do controlled joint rotations, your cars, necks, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Move slow, deliberate, like you're trying to find friction in those joints. And do some deep diaphragmatic breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, long exhale. This will help regulate your CO2 and start balancing the nervous system before you train. The point isn't to get sweaty, it's to wake the system. Then you go into phase two, your integrate. This should last 3 to 5 minutes. Now you teach your joints to move through the ranges you're actually going to use that day. And this is where your durability for the day begins. Maybe do some dynamic lunges with rotation. Integrate your hips and thoracic spine together. Cossack squats. Build lateral control. Your stretch adductors under load. Maybe do some inchworm to push up to downward facing dog. This will integrate your posterior chain and shoulder stability. And do isometric holds at end range. We talked about this previously to help build joints. These are your 10-second pauses where you are at your weakest. It'll help build neural maps for real movement. The body learns these ranges are safe under tension for today. And then phase three, your challenge. This should last 1 to 3 minutes. This is the missing link, the bridge between preparation and performance. You must stimulate the intensity, pattern, or demand of your training session. Are you doing heavy squats today? Well, perform 2 to 3 tempo bodyweight squats and a 10-second bottom hold. Are you doing sprints today? Perform 3 short accelerations focusing on drive mechanics. Are you doing a long Metcon or Hero WOD? Run 1 round at half speed so you set the pacing in rhythm. The goal is not exhaustion, it's calibration. You're syncing the software, your brain, with the hardware, your body. When you do it right, your first working set already feels like it's fifth. You're ready, not raw. Now, so many people want someone else to tell them exactly how to warm up. And that is where most people will fail. Because that's not the forge grip method, that's dependence method. Your body isn't a program, it's a machine you must learn to operate. Some days your hips are stiff, others your shoulders feel off. Some days you're mentally foggy. You need to adapt your framework, your ignite, your integrate, your challenge to your current state. And then you have sovereignty over your workout. You're going to give you the framework. We give you the framework. You build the machine. You lead yourself. In the upcoming episodes, we're going to be digging into tendon adaptation, joint stability, and static strength, what I call tendon armor. And later, you'll see how all this connects in the final trial of the week, the Iron Bones trial, the challenge that tests whether your joints are truly forged. Remember, these are not cookie-cutter programs, they're blueprints. You adapt them to your life and your goals. Stop rolling, start leading. You don't need another mobility toy, you need attention, control. You can wait for someone to tell you you're ready, or you can decide to become ready. Your body is not fragile, it's just forgotten how to move. Wake it up, build the machine. This is Dr. Matt, and we are Grit and Determined.